afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Susan's off the rest of the week. We propped up Charlotte.
I'm back for one show. I'm going to spare my voice only for the 4.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, my gosh.
Feel
Well, it's good to be back. Yes. Oh, my gosh. I'm upright.
And it's just some sort of...
It's just a cold. It is not COVID, wasn't flu, RSV, just a nasty cold. And in my opinion, with my experience of COVID was nothing. So,
wow.
I know.
I'm glad you're back.
It's amazing. Thank you. Good to be back.
Here's what's making news on this Wednesday. A Rock County jury convicted Marcus Randall L. on circumstantial evidence. Did the defense have a chance? We'll find out from the courtroom expert.
Members of both parties are demanding answers after another set of classified documents were found, this time at the home of former Vice President Mike Pence. I'm Nicole D'Antonio on Capitol Hill with the fallout of the latest discovery.
And the United States has a special gift for the Ukrainian president on his birthday.
Some slushy snow overnight and into the late morning hours made some roads a little slippery.
There was some concern earlier that the afternoon commute would be a little challenging, but the DOT camera here that you see right on the interstate shows the traffic is moving smoothly.
But some roads and highways in the outlying area still have some slippery spots. Here's the latest conditions on the state's 511 map. The roads in purple show slippery stretches, mostly to the north and east of Madison. Let's take a look outside right now. It's not doing much, but...
No. Oh, great. First the cold, then the cold.
Is that what I have?
How many degrees of cold do we have?
First the cold, first the snow, then the cold, I think is what it's supposed to say.
I think that's what it's supposed to say, too.
Greg's in the backyard. That's my fault.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, actually, there's going to be 2 sets of cold this weekend and then really the real cold next week. But the snow is still winding around. You can see that low to the east. We're getting the back flow of it to the northwest. So still some bands of light snow out there. There's another little system up towards Minneapolis. That's going to kind of rotate down. That'll provide us more snow overnight. But for accumulation purposes, we're kind of really done with most of it right now. You can see it's just a little bit of snow here and there, very light. Snow rates are not enough to really accumulate much on any surfaces as temperatures are right around freezing right now to about the mid-30s too. Visibility, there's some visibility due to some little patchy fog, but just due to the snow too. So here and there you might see reductions under a mile for most of the time. Bigger picture, there's your system beginning to lift off to the northeast and the Midwest. Overall to the west, we're looking at not much going on currently. A closer view says there's your snow starting to wrap up. Even areas to the south are kind of finishing up with that. Our next cold front is well to the north. That's a Friday system that we're going to watch. All the advisories for the system have pretty much been done for at least our area. And then travel overnight, like I said, the light snow on and off. I think slushy, wet roads for most of the evening commute will be fine. The slick spots may become overnight due to the temperatures falling a little bit below freezing, so something for the AM commute to look at. But I'll time that out as well as the next chance of snow coming tomorrow and how cold it may get next week a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, we'll see you then. Thank you. Today, a look at what happened in the 6-day jury trial of Marcus Randall L.
He was found guilty in Rock County Court of 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 2 other weapons-related charges in the deaths of 2 women in Janesville 2 years ago.
The defense argued that no murder weapon and a lack of DNA evidence should have led to a not guilty verdict. Our Catherine Merck spoke with a legal expert about what ultimately led the jury to convict him. Catherine?
Well, the biggest thing at the center of this case was circumstantial evidence. And so what is that? Circumstantial evidence relies on an inference to connect it to a conclusion of a fact. So, for example, if you see snow on the ground that wasn't there last night when you went to bed, you can infer that it snowed last night. In the state's case against Marcus Randall L., it argued the circumstantial evidence showed that Randall L. was the man behind the 2020 Janesville double homicide. That evidence included phone records showing calls Randall L. made on another person's cell phone the morning of the murders. The defense argued that for the jury to make these inferences, it wouldn't be enough to convict Randall L. on 2 counts of first intentional homicide. Today, I spoke with a defense attorney who explained this role to the type of evidence that plays in a homicide case.
In my opinion, frankly, a very strong circumstantial case can often be more challenging than a weak direct evidence case. Especially today with all of our tech, people aren't without their phones a lot of the time. So if you can say where somebody's phone is, It's pretty good circumstantial evidence of where they are at any given time.
Another piece of circumstantial evidence included blood from one of the two victims being found in a vehicle Randall L. was inside, and that evidence ended up being pretty important in this case as the jury came to a pretty quick conclusion there. It was only 2 hours after a 6-day trial and 44 witnesses who came to the stand.
My gosh. So Randall L. sentencing is scheduled for May 3rd. Any idea what we can expect from that?
Well, the attorney that I spoke with today tells me she doesn't think anything's going to be very surprising out of that sentencing hearing. It's going to be an automatic life sentence. That's usually what happens for first-degree intentional homicide. The only thing that they're really going to talk about is whether or not he should be eligible to one day apply for extended supervision. So the court can grant that as soon as 20 years, or they can pick a number that they think is appropriate. But just because you're eligible to apply doesn't mean you'll get it. And this attorney says in a double homicide case like this one, she doesn't expect it to necessarily happen on May 3rd.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Catherine, thank you.
Thank you.
Great work.
Well, police say a 15-year-old Florida boy is suspected of calling in a false active shooter threat at Portage High School earlier this month. Officers say the teen is from Sarasota and is linked to swatting calls in Wisconsin, Washington, North Carolina, Indiana, and Canada. Calls included active shooter threats, bomb threats, even personal death threats. Portage police arrested a 15-year-old girl in connection to the threats, but it is unclear if she is connected to the Florida teen. The governor delivered his State of the State address last night, making his pitch for where he wants to take the state.
And that includes new spending with a price tag of roughly $1.3 billion. How would that affect you? Political reporter Will Keneally has a breakdown. Will?
That's right. So the governor announces plans to put money towards a bunch of different categories. That includes millions of dollars towards things like workforce innovation grants and PFAS mitigation. But the largest chunk of funds by far is being put towards mental health, as the governor declared 2023 the year of mental health in Wisconsin.
We're also going to invest in making sure we have adequate available mental health professionals who can provide the treatment Wisconsinites need across our state.
So that will come in two parts. Roughly half of those funds will go toward mental health programs for students. The rest will go for increasing access to services across the state. Now, the top dollar figure here, that will be $500 million for mental health. And along with that, the governor wants to put close to $400 million to help with child care for Wisconsin parents. This comes today as the state budget is projected, or the budget surplus is projected to be even larger, now more than $7 billion. So we'll have more on all of that coming up tonight at 5.
We'll see you then. Well, thank you. Ukrainian President Zelensky is celebrating his birthday today, and President Biden is giving him exactly the gift he's been wanting: 31 M1 Abrams tanks to help fight Russia. The president's decision is a change in policy for the White House, which had previously said the Abrams tanks were too advanced to be effectively used in Ukraine. The German government has also confirmed it will provide Ukraine with Leopard 2 battle tanks and approve requests by other countries to do the same. That decision followed intense negotiations last week with NATO allies over the supply of tanks.
I think there's an increasing appreciation in Germany how important their role has become in helping Ukraine.
The offensive that the Russians will bring, they're massing their troops and supplies and reinforcements right now, is so imminent that we need to provide these tanks.
The moves by both Germany and the U.S. could not only help Ukraine fight off the planned Russian invasion, but it's expected to help them launch a counteroffensive of their own to try to drive Russia out of the country. Documents marked classified found in the Indiana home of former Vice President Mike Pence have been turned over to the FBI.
This latest development is raising serious questions about how classified material is stored and transferred when a new administration takes office in Washington. CBS News correspondent Nicole D'Antonio reports from Capitol Hill.
According to a letter from former Vice President Mike Pence's lawyer, a small number of documents bearing classified markings were inadvertently boxed and transported to his Indiana home at the end of the last administration. The lawyer says the items were discovered after attorneys swept the property out of an abundance of caution last week. Once found, they were placed in a safe until FBI agents collected them a few days later. Pence had previously said he did not believe he had any classified materials.
Our staff reviewed all of the materials in our office and in our residence to ensure that there were no classified materials that left the White House or remained in our possession.
The revelation comes as the Justice Department investigates the discovery of some 25 to 30 documents. Some found last week at President Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home and at a former D.C. office.
In the case of Vice President Mike Pence, he came forward and proactively reached out and is following the process. In the case of Joe Biden, he has had classified documents going back to his time in the Senate.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer worked to contrast President Biden's situation with that of former President Donald Trump, whose handling of documents is also under federal investigation.
One cooperated fully with the authorities, the other stonewalled for over a year. And the bottom line is simple. There are prosecutors in both cases. They ought to be able to proceed unimpeded without anyone pressuring them.
Schumer says lawmakers are now discussing bipartisan legislation dealing with classified documents. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
In a social media post, former President Trump called Pence an innocent man.
Vice President Kamala Harris is en route to Monterey Park, California, where the community is still reeling from a mass shooting this weekend that left 11 people dead. Mourners paid their respects to victims of the Monterey Park mass shooting yesterday. Their pictures are set up at a memorial outside the dance studio where the attack took place, ahead of a vigil there tonight. In a separate vigil yesterday outside City Hall, some survivors reunited for the first time since the massacre, including 65-year-old Daniel Hasu.
When I close my eye, the scene keep coming back. Shooting, people running, blooding.
Hundreds of miles away in Half Moon Bay, California, the 66-year-old suspect in Monday's deadly shootings at 2 farms is expected to be charged today with 7 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. 7 people were killed in what the sheriff's office described as workplace violence.
The White House announced a new plan today to fight the high cost of rent. While prices have crept down in recent months, a report by Moody's found the average renter is spending 30% or more of their income on rent. That's an all-time high. Today, the Biden administration announced a plan for a non-binding Renters' Bill of Rights. It includes actions like asking the FTC and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to investigate unfair rental practices. The Justice Department will examine anti-competitive information sharing in rental markets, and HUD will look at a rule requiring public housing authorities to give tenants 30 days notice before terminating a lease due to non-payment of rent.
It's great to have the White House speak out about the importance of tenants' rights. I think the pandemic showed us all how important tenants' rights are.
Seamus Roller is executive director of the National Housing Law Project, an advocacy group fighting on behalf of tenants. He says nothing that the administration proposed will lower rents overnight, but some of these things will have an impact over time.
Sesame Street's co-creator Lloyd Morissette has died at the age of 93. In 1968, he and television producer Joan Gans Cooney created the Children's Television Workshop, now called Sesame Workshop. 1 year later, they added Jim Henson and his Muppets to bring the show to life. Morissette served as chairman of the board for over 30 years. The organization says he left an indelible legacy among generations of children.
Amazon delivery trucks have become a ubiquitous part of the urban scenery, and now the company is taking a step to make them more environmentally friendly. They're helping local companies that deliver Amazon goods acquire electric vans. Picture Perfect Distribution is one such local company, and with Amazon's help is leasing 16 electric vans. Besides being energy efficient, the new vans have some safety features for their drivers.
When they're out there, it's a lot more efficient to be able to function with this van versus one of the regular vans, because a lot of it's automated for you and it's in your dash, so you're not looking at a small screen on your phone to see where you're going, and it keeps your eyes more on the road, and it makes a safer drive experience for the driver, and it does help the community too with the safety features that it has.
And it's a nationwide effort, with Amazon setting up 100,000 electric vans all across the country.
Those vans are made by Rivian, the electric car company, which Amazon owns a major part of. So they're shaking hands together there.
Interesting. All right.
Well, if you're a fan of string orchestral music, the Capitol Theater in Overture is the place to be on Friday night.
When we come back, we'll preview the latest masterworks by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, so stay tuned.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. 14 $14 million sell-off is happening now. Millions of dollars worth of product arrived late to our warehouse and must be sold. This is your chance to save as much as 85% while it lasts. Save 55% instantly on this Ashley Sleep Hybrid mattress. Now just $5.99. Only at Ashley.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-803-2714 or go to sonobello.com.
Summer's coming, and so are those warm, relaxing weekends. No matter where your adventures take you, we've got you covered at the new Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 27 through 29 at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Whether you're staying at a vacation rental, towing a teardrop trailer to sleep under the stars, or heading to a beloved family cabin, you'll find everything for your getaway lifestyle at the Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 27 through 29, Alliant Energy Center. Every weekend should be this fun.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's $14 million sell-off is happening now. Millions of dollars worth of product arrived late and must be sold. Whirlpool microwaves now just $199. Amana washer and dryer pairs now just $9.99. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Welcome back. There are a number of new gyms that either have opened or will soon open in the area.
It is partly due to the way fitness trends are changing. A new survey from the American College of Sports Medicine tracks changes in fitness trends. Strength training with free weights, personal training, and function fitness are all in the top 10 for 2023. Online training plummeted after topping the list in 2021.
What we're seeing is an extraordinary number of people returning to the gym, much higher than what was expected in any other year that wasn't influenced by the pandemic. So we're starting to see people shift and going back to kind of like group exercise where they're having that kind of face-to-face interaction.
One piece of tech is expected to stick around. Wearable fitness trackers are the survey's #1 trend for 2023. But the results only come with hard work. According to the survey, another big trend for 2023 is outdoor group fitness, like organized bicycle rides, hikes, or even walks.
And the fittest of the fit will be returning to Madison. CrossFit announced today that Madison will play host to the Games through 2024. The Games have been here since 2017, bringing in an estimated $12 million every year spent on hotels, restaurants, and bars. 50,000 spectators expected again. Another mixed day on Wall Street as investors pour over a deluge of earnings reports. The Dow Industrials added almost 10 points, closing at 33,743. The NASDAQ fell 20 points and the S&P 500 was fractionally lower. Well, a celebration of strings marks the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's second Masterworks.
The Four Seasons is an all-strings program, and here to tell us about the performance is the music director of the Chamber, Maestro Andrew Sewell. And Andrew, this looks to be so exciting on Friday.
Yes, it is. It's the first concert out of the gate, so to speak, for the new year. We're really excited about it, and particularly the Four Seasons, because this is a very popular piece, and it probably comes around every 5 years or so in an orchestra's season. It was discovered in 1940, but it's probably one of the most popular pieces that people recognize.
And you have a violinist who specializes in this piece.
Well, he does. His name is Alexander Sitkowetsky. He's worked with us before, and when we were discussing the repertoire, on his return visit, he really wanted to do both the Four Seasons by Vivaldi as well as the Four Seasons of Buenos Aires by Astor Piazzolla, which is a newer piece. The Argentine composer and bandoneon player, very famous, wrote Four Seasons based on Vivaldi's, but then put his own slant on it. So you can hear little bits of it, but to put them together is even more exciting.
Are you blending them together?
Well, there's different ways you can do it. You can put one season and then of each one, which Gideon Kramer did, a famous violinist. But we are not doing that. We are doing just the Four Seasons in the first half by Piazzolla, and then in the second half, the Four Seasons by Vivaldi, as well as an opening piece by the English composer Michael Tippett, which is called Little Suite for Strings. But it's really become popular. We've just opened up another 100 seats for the performance because it was sold out. We've got 50 more to go, but they are selling fast. So if you're interested in coming, please sign up and buy the tickets.
Just one performance only on Friday night.
There it is, Friday night.
How many musicians on stage?
Well, we have just our string complement, so about 22 or so, plus a harpsichord. And, you know, we've been playing together a long time, and if anyone has their favorite recording of Vivaldi, there's many different ways that this piece is performed, and every violinist has a different way of articulating it or playing it, or just the interpretation of it. So it's always fantastic to hear it live.
It's sort of like a song. You have 8 singers; they'll all interpret it their own way, but it's the same song.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
What do you want the audience to really pay attention to when they're sitting there and listening and watching?
I think the way that the soloist will bend the notes and put in his own ornamentation and things, and as well as particularly in the Piazzolla, because this is a very jazzy style. I mean, it's if you know music and tango, I mean, he is the tango man. So for folks that love dance and tango, that's their portion of the program, and those that love Baroque music and Vivaldi, that's their portion of the program.
And the Capitol Theater is the perfect venue for something as intimate as this.
It's very intimate, and we love playing in there. It's been our home now for the last almost 20 years.
When you're not on the square.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, and this is a big season for us. We've got the 40th anniversary of Concert on the Square, and of course that's coming up, which we're excited about. And then we've got the remaining concerts for the indoor season, the Masterworks season, and we're just excited to be back.
Let's start with this Friday. Capitol Theater, Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra, the Four Seasons, 7:30. Go to tickets.overture.org. There are only, what,
50
left?
Ooh,
all right.
That's going to get snagged up.
It's going to be a great,
Maestro, thank you.
Great program. Thanks for being with us today. Well, still to come at 4, unlocking secrets of our climate through a new rover roaming Antarctica.
That story coming up after Julian's first warn forecast.
Greg's.
Oh, Greg. I apologize. Greg's forecast. Next.
I'm betting 100
Greg,
here today.
Presents Furniture Resolutions. Resolution number 44, exercise more. Exercise your right to snooze in a gorgeous bedroom at an affordable price like my Fusion 2-tone bedroom. Bob's Discount Furniture. Furniture solutions to your resolutions.
The Madison Camper and RV Show is back. Experience the great outdoors at the Alliant Energy Center Friday through Sunday, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s is a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit, and I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
What the buck? Need money? File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt. You could get up to $3,500 the same day with a no-fee refund advance loan. Fuck yeah. File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Bob's presents Furniture Resolutions. Resolution number 7. Dream big. Ask what your mattress can do for you. Can it give you Bob's comfort and quality for hundreds less than the national brands? Yes. Dream big with my Bobapedic Prize mattress. Bob's Discount Furniture.
Well, take a look at this. A strange space spiral was caught on camera over Hawaii. It was captured by the Subaru telescope in the early morning skies over the Hawaiian Islands. Officials immediately made a connection to a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch that had occurred that morning, saying similar surreal swirls and streams have been spotted following a Falcon 9 launch. All these little satellites come off of the thing, right?
Yeah, it's normal. And plus, forget about that comment. You got one more opportunity.
Greg? Is that it?
Yeah. No, yeah.
We got this first.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
We've got this programming note. Have you ever seen an ad that seems tailored to you based on your private conversations and wondered if your phone could be listening to you? This happens all the time. Well, tomorrow at 10 on News 3 Now, our Braden Ross takes a deep dive to discover how our phones collect our data and what you can do to protect your privacy.
What'd you say?
You want to get rid of the phone? Hello, Mark.
What'd you say?
Nothing at all.
All right. Well, first some snow and then the cold.
That's true.
And then
it's going to be cold and cold.
Cold and cold.
See, you were
and snow and snow.
And you're right. We'll get colder probably by next week. So that statement was correct.
Thanks,
Greg.
Greg.
Snow and how cold we actually will get next week after the break.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Spark inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo. Chat with local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Browse kitchen, bath, and new home construction trends. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for more information.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali and long live life.
Introducing Sass, Sauce and Shells, a bold new restaurant on Madison's Capitol Square, combining the best of barbecue and shelled seafood by Chef Joe Perkins. Add a little sass to your lunch or dinner plans today. Open 7 days a week.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we're coming up with the coldest time typically of the year is now at the end of January, early February. So taking part that we're going to get some cold temperatures by the time we get to next week. But until then, really seasonal temperatures, we're looking at below normal. We're talking 20s, teens this weekend. But then the real cold stuff comes next weekend where we could be single digits above, below zero, even sub-zero wind chills. So it's going to be a cold period, and that looks to last quite a bit. On the precipitation-wise, we're going to get snow, but not a lot of significant snow events. But there are several in the thing. We got Friday, Saturday night, and Tuesday night, too. Once again, not a lot of snow, but we pile up maybe 3 to 5, something like that, by the time we get to this next weekend through the whole entire period. So we should have a good snowpack on the ground, which will set up then our cold temperatures. Right now, that system that we're watching is whiffed off to the east. We got that cold front that's digging south that's providing some snow, and it'll continue to provide a little bit of snow tomorrow. And then way upstream, we got this next cold front. That's the one that's timing out for Friday. That's really going to bring at least a first initial shot of some cold air. We time that out. You can kind of see those showers will continue overnight. More scattered. We'll see more of that tomorrow morning. Probably flurries continuing into the afternoon, but I will see maybe we might get a little bit of clearing towards Thursday night, because there comes the next cold front digging south out of the plains, Minnesota. It should approach the area probably around Friday morning commute time and then really progress east quite quickly. The winds will definitely be a story with this one, a little bit stronger, and the cold temperatures that'll follow then for the weekend. And that's just the first taste of what we're going to get for the stretch here. Overall, you see the showers of the north winds. Notice the temperatures. We're going to still be a little bit below freezing, but enough that road surfaces probably won't be too much an issue. But I do think overnight we'll see them get down into the 20s near the morning hours. So any type of moisture on the roads by tomorrow morning, if it's untreated, you could see some slick spots. Snow here and there will continue. Not a lot of significant accumulation to be expected. And tomorrow, once again, we'll get around freezing, upper 20s. So cloudy conditions. So once again, pretty average. That next one we're going to see, we talked about the Friday. This is a Saturday, the Saturday night one. It's going to kind of scoot across the area, provide another opportunity for some snow that should be coming into Sunday. Won't be a huge deal, but once again, we could pick up another 1 to 2 inches, followed by, once again, the temperature change here will be definitely something you'll see, teens to even single digits too. So it'll be the start of the cold air. And then we even got a third one coming too, Tuesday, Wednesday, once again. Another opportunity for some snow too. So once again, it's going to be an active period, but not a lot of accumulation. If you look through the whole entire period through like Thursday and then until Friday with that system, there comes that amount of snow. Overall, 1 to 2 maybe if you combine everything. A little bit further to the north as that cold front will probably stay together more. But otherwise, it shouldn't be a real huge deal. But it is coming Friday morning commute, so something to keep in mind as we go there. You'll notice the temperatures all start off pretty good, but then they're going to fall off pretty quickly. And then notice those lows. That's if cloud cover sticks around. They could be even colder if we do clear out. The wind chills will be a story at the end of next week. And like I said, groundhog Jimmy might freeze a little bit over here.
But he's going to see his shadow.
Yeah, he has a chance to see his shadow. So, yeah, spring's here. You can bank on that right now. So,
wow.
An inch here, 2 inches there. All of a sudden you got 6, 7 inches.
That's what I think at the end of the week next week we will have, and that's kind of how a lot of places out west kind of accumulate the snow, a little bit, and then you set the stage up for cold. And we're coming up on the anniversary. Remember 99.6, 30 below that one morning. That was a long stretch, so we are coming up on that cold period. So it can definitely be cold this time of year.
Thanks for bringing up the memories.
I was on the farm dealing with 35 below zero.
Always good times. Always good times.
It was fun being out that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Researchers in Europe say they've built a new device to explore one of the coldest places on Earth.
They hope it will open up new roads on the path to fighting climate change. CBS's Tina Kraus reports.
Antarctica is one of the most pristine places on the planet, and climate researchers want to keep it that way. So a group of technology students in the Netherlands has put the wheels in motion with an electric rover designed to collect climate data on the continent.
Currently, there's nothing like our vehicle existing in Antarctica, and there are no really electric vehicles in this environment.
Team Polar calls it the ice cube.
Our vehicle, as you can see, does look quite cubic.
A contraption that runs on solar power to do its research.
What they use now are these very large fossil fuel powered vehicles, which of course we want to transition away from towards a more electrified transportation system on the continent.
It's just a prototype for now, being tested in snowy Norway, but designers say the rover handled the icy, harsh conditions with ease. And the cold didn't seem to bother the electric batteries.
We really had no idea what to expect, so for us it was also a surprise when the vehicle fantastically outperformed our expectations.
Now they're working to lose the remote control so the rover can run on its own. But it'll be another few years before the ice cube is dropped into the frigid South Pole for more testing. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Team Polar says the rover took 2 years to build, and they hope it will one day be used in groundbreaking missions, similar to how Mars rovers operate on the Red Planet.
And we'll be right back with Dr. Zarba Pastor. Stay with us.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
The biggest and best RV event in the Midwest is back. It's the Madison Camper and RV Show and Sale. See a huge selection of RVs, camping equipment, and campgrounds, all under one roof. Meet Gilbert Brown, Gridiron Great. Tickets are just $10 and kids are free. Seniors, you're welcome at half price on Friday. Experience the great outdoors at the Alliant Energy Center, Friday through Sunday, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
New at 5, no weapon and no direct DNA evidence. What led to Marcus Randall's conviction beyond a reasonable doubt? An expert sits down with News 3 Now to review the case.
Expect snow showers tonight and flurries tomorrow. Light snow Friday and Saturday will be followed by very cold weather for most of next week, although the snow chances will go down. I'll tell you how much snow to expect for the rest of the week at 5.
And ahead at 6, alternatives to high egg prices. We walk you through how you can start your own backyard farm and cut your costs. That's tonight at 6.
Here's a live look at downtown Madison. Does that look like winter or not?
Oh, I don't know what that looks like, right? Boy.
A little snow, a little haze in the area.
Well, back in the day, teenagers slept the night and part of the day away.
Not anymore. Teens are always on the go, and for many, not getting enough good quality sleep. Dr. Zorba Passage is here now to tell us that has consequences later in life, and we'll also be taking your calls in the next segment. So, Zorba, what does this study show us?
Well, this is a study out of the BMJ, and it came out of Sweden. So in Sweden, they have great records because they have one insurance company, the government. And all the records are really intertwined. And they were looking at MS, multiple sclerosis, and looking at risk factors. And now we know the farther north you are, actually, the greater the risk of MS. We don't know why. We think it may be due to viral and other infections. We know vitamin D reduces your risk of getting MS, and we think that sun has an area to do it. But one of the issues is that teenagers who don't get enough sleep appear to be at higher risk for MS. And this is a 30-year study that has shown that's one of the risk factors. And basically, if you think you're going to make up for it on the weekend, that doesn't really count. It's that teens need at least 7 hours and preferably more like 8 or 9 hours to sleep. And, you know, the teenagers look at their phones.
Yeah, they're up all night.
Yeah,
Right,
they
they're
live
up
with
all
their
night.
screens.
They live with their screens.
That's scary.
Oh, totally scary. And there's other data that shows that teens who look at their screens for 30 minutes before they go to sleep are more likely to have insomnia, more likely to have depression, and more likely to have anxiety. And the answer to this is for parents to step in and say, hey, you've got to shut off your phone 30 minutes before. And how are you going to do that as a parent? Well,
sometimes
that's kind of what
take it away.
That's kind of what parenting is about.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other issues this brings up?
I think it brings up the fact that, it brings up kind of parenting issues and the fact that sometimes we as parents are asleep at the wheel, you know, and we're asleep and not actually making sure that teens get enough. But there's some other interesting issues that also came up in this week's British Medical Journal, and it showed that exercise improves brain function the older you get. And it was a very interesting study that showed that. And I think in the wintertime, that is a challenge.
Yeah, it is. All right, now's the time to pick up the phone and call in if you have a question for Dr. Pastor.
The number to call, 608-270-9933. Call in right now. We will get to your questions right after this break.
Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. Earn fuel points on every purchase and save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. With Pick and Save fuel points, all you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
This year, say yes.
I couldn't be more thrilled with my results. I'm over the moon happy. Look at that waist.
Yes to confidence.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
Yes to a new shape.
These are my results. I am so happy.
Yes to a new you.
I'm Dr. Elena Vega. Imagine you could remove this much fat from multiple areas all at one time.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years.
I'm able to wear things that I never thought I would wear again.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
Find out how you can get $250 off with our New Year exclusive offer. Call 1-800-993-0752 or go to sonobello.com.
Monsters of Destruction is coming, and coming with a vengeance. Monster Trucks, Top Trucks, Monster Truck Rides, new to Madison, Quad Wars, no rules, all things go race to the finish you don't want to miss. Buckshot, War Wizard, Heavy Hitter against the King and Alcatraz, all ready for 3 massive shows. Every ticket is a pit pass. Come early to meet the drivers. Take a ride, snap a pic with a real monster truck. Don't miss the Monsters of Destruction at the Alliant Energy Center, January 27th, 28th, and 29th. Get your tickets now at monstersofdestruction.com.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Whenever, wherever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Yeah, traffic overall is we're doing pretty well. There's no really incidents to speak of in the Beltway. As we go down to Mount Horeb, we're still looking good. No issues right there. Up to the north, everything is looking pretty good too. You still have some snow out there right now, but mainly just wet roads to speak of. And as you go further south, snow's kind of tapered off, but still. Overall temperatures right now, you see they're pretty much around freezing for most areas. We zoom into Dane County, we're sitting at or above freezing, so that's why the roads are mainly wet, just a light snow that just can't accumulate much with even type of treatment going on. The one thing we notice if we zoom back out, still temperatures are going to start climbing down. Visibility, still a few issues out there, but just keep in mind as overnight the temperatures will drop, so we could see some slick spots throughout the night and especially tomorrow morning, you guys.
Well, here's some spectacular video from Switzerland. Tucked in a valley surrounded by snow-capped peaks, the sleepy Swiss town of Château-d'Ié emerges from its slumber to host a hot air balloon festival that draws thousands of spectators and flying enthusiasts. During the 9-day celebration ending next Sunday, 60 brightly colored hot air balloons from 15 countries will soar through the sky over the valley, known for winds that make for particularly good ballooning.
That video looks fake.
I know, it doesn't look real.
It's beautiful.
Well, I think we need to go and investigate.
I think so too. All right, we're taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Pastor at 608-270-9933, and we'll start with Terry from Madison. Hi, Terry, go ahead.
Hi. I have a daughter with MS, and she has 3 teenage granddaughters. Are they at any higher risk, or did the study look at all of the risk for teenagers with a parent with MS?
Well, this particular study did not look at whether or not there's a risk factor from an inheritance to MS. And I haven't looked at recent data that shows that. I know that generally the data doesn't seem to show that there's a major risk factor with that. But once again, the data was really not looking at that. It was looking at teens who don't get enough sleep are at an increased risk. And in Sweden, there is more MS than almost anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
So it can be hereditary.
It may be hereditary, but if it is, that is a minor issue.
Okay.
Minor issue.
Right.
We don't really understand MS. We think there's a viral component to it, but we don't really understand it.
All right.
All right, our next caller, Barb from Portage. Hi, Barb, what's your question?
Yeah, I'm diabetic and I need to know, I'm doing everything the doctors tell me, and my blood count is like 400, 300, and I talked to people and they said to try and get down under by 200 and stuff, and I've been trying, and I just don't know what to do.
Well, you bring up a very good point. The answer is if it's in the 300 range, it really is too high.
What are we talking about? What range is this?
Blood sugar.
Okay.
For blood sugar.
Okay.
And so if her blood sugar is there, the goal is really to get in that 100 range. You know, I mean, not at 100, but somewhere 150, 160, 175. I think this is where a second opinion, I always say, look, if you're not getting the diabetic care that you need, it's probably a good idea to then look at somebody who specializes in diabetes and can bring that blood sugar down. But you don't want to sit down. You don't want to sit, rather, with a blood sugar in that 300 range for a long period of time because you're at a higher risk for the complications, heart disease, stroke, and, of course, kidney disease.
Okay. All right, our next caller, you have a question about a booster shot?
Yes. We've had all 5 boosters. Should we get another one in 6 months based on the Yale study?
Right now, the CDC is not recommending another booster. They are looking as whether or not we're going to get yearly boosters. But right now, you know, as long as you're boosted up, the CDC does not recommend another one. I kind of go with what the CDC says because one study is only one study. And the CDC really looks at their data. And they're very conservative, and I think they're really good. They know how to call it.
And there's a lot of stuff going around. You were very ill for a week,
right?
But it wasn't COVID.
No, it wasn't COVID, wasn't the flu, wasn't RSV. It just felt like the worst cold one could ever get.
We call that the crud. You know, the common cold occurs to somebody else. When it occurs to you, it's a unique, it's a unique thing. Yeah, I mean, vaporize. You have a vaporizer in your house. I don't mean on the furnace, but you have an ultrasonic vaporizer that you can put in your room.
Yes, it's in my child's room, so can I steal that?
I think you should steal it from your child's room.
I mean,
put it in your room.
The entire
vaporize
house.
it. You've got to vaporize it. That makes a difference. Hydrate, vaporize, and Tylenol.
All right. We have an anonymous caller here talking about MS and fibromyalgia.
You mean, is there a correlation? Not that I know of. We know fibromyalgia is really, really common. We know MS is not nearly as common, and there's no correlation as far as I know.
Right. Okay. All right, we are waiting for another call. So I guess the old adage is if you're not feeling well, stay home.
Right. That's exactly
a negative COVID test, but it could be a lot of other things.
And also, what we've learned with COVID is you may have a negative test today, and you might have a positive test tomorrow. So why are you going to put people at risk? So the answer is we have to stay home more. And if you're sick and you think you're ill at all, mask up. That's the most important thing. Because when you're going out, you don't want to give whatever you have to somebody else.
I just want to tell everybody I have taken multiple COVID tests, and I have been sick for well over 10 days. So I'm thinking if it's just that common cold, right?
Some other virus.
7 to 10 days, it should be good.
Do we have time for another call?
Yeah.
All right, we have Pat from Reedsburg. Hi, Pat. What is your question?
Yeah, so I was wondering, is taking the booster suggested right now through the CDC? Because I've heard now the CDC is investigating as far as complications with strokes and whatnot.
Not at all. The CDC is not investigating that. The reality is we know the boosters do not cause strokes, do not cause heart attack. That's a perfect example of fake news that is continuing to go out, in the Twitterverse. And the answer is no. The recommendation is to take the boosters, and they don't cause strokes. We also know strokes are the #3 cause of death in America. There's heart disease, cancer, and strokes. Strokes are common. Boosters do not cause them. Let me tell you, they are safe.
Okay.
Period.
Period, right.
Doctor,
Zorba, thank you.
My pleasure.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Tobacco can end lives long before it kills you. Quit today so you have a tomorrow.
Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep on the most recommended mattress in America? Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $40 per month when you use Steinhaffel's 72-month financing. It's time you got a great night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhaffels.
Countertops are the center of a home. With elegant to everyday options. Easy installation you can do yourself. And durability that can take you from crayons to calculus. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops. Available exclusively at Menards.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salon Pass. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Marcus Randall L. was found guilty on all counts during his double homicide trial. We sit down with a legal expert to review the case, what led to the conviction, despite never finding the murder weapon, and no direct DNA evidence. That's tonight at 5.
Is your phone listening to your private conversations?
I'll take a deep dive to discover who could be listening through your phone and the steps you can take to protect yourself and your privacy.
Keeping your private conversations private. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
Yeah, we got snow on and off tonight. That'll be a thing commute-wise, but I think most of the roads remain wet. Maybe some side roads, shoulders may have a little bit of snow, but I think the thing to watch out for tomorrow is the icy slick spots with any type of refreezing, especially in those roads that aren't less traveled for tomorrow. Flurries on and off, but overall not much snow to be expected tomorrow. And then we're looking at mainly, like I said, 27 overnight, so that's why. And tomorrow looks like temperatures will be in the upper 20s. Maybe 30s, another chance of Friday snow, weekend snow, and then much colder, you guys, next week with maybe sub-zero lows. Back to winter.
Collective. Thank you. Tomorrow on Live at 4, we are headed to Hadestown, the Tony Award-winning musical now at Overture.
And we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the 2023 Volvo S60 Recharge, a plug-in electric hybrid.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up, but what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
In today's Final Touch, a cop dog pulls off a hoagie heist.
But the canine gets busted. The mystery of a missing munchies was solved by police in Michigan, and it turns out it's an inside job. The Wyandotte police officer was preparing to enjoy his lunch break when he stepped away, leaving his sandwich unattended. It was then, the department says, that 11-year-old veteran canine cop Ice pulled off an ice-cold crime, snatching and snacking on the officer's lunch. The department later posted a mugshot of Ice saying he invoked the Fifth and was not cooperating with the investigation. But politics is perception, and with scores of dog-loving social media users backing the pup's play, the department was forced to drop the charges and even got Ice his own sandwich.
Good for Ice. I wonder if he's related to Eric's dog, Tate.
I love the silent little lady.
There he is, busted. All right, that's our time for now.